Hello everyone. Today I am starting chapter chemistry in everyday life, and in this chapter we are going to consider some aspect of food chemistry, medicinal chemistry and chemistry of cleansing materials. And in this topic, in this video, I am going to talk about basics of food chemistry and food quality chemistry. Now the first topic, basics of food chemistry. We all know food provides nutrients, and these nutrients used to be used by our body, and so it is the source of energy to our body. These nutrients also regulate growth and the maintenance of the cells and also repair the body tissues. The nutrient, we all know, comprises of carbohydrate, lipids, proteins, vitamins, minerals and water. Grains, fruits and vegetables provide us carbohydrate and vitamins. Meats, fish, eggs, dairy products and pulses provide us protein and vitamins, and lipids are provided by vegetable oils, dairy products and animal fats. Now most nutrients are organic macromolecules. Proteins and carbohydrate are polymeric materials, and as a result of food digestion, the polymeric protein and carbohydrate ultimately break down into the simpler monomers, and from protein we used to get after digestion amino acid or alpha amino acid, and from carbohydrate after digestion we used to get glucose. And these all reaction used to happen under the influence of so many different enzymes present in our body. And cooking makes food easy to digest. During cooking process, high polymers of carbohydrate or proteins are hydrolyzed to smaller polymers. I can say here the uncooked food mixture is described as heterogeneous suspension, and it is becoming colloid after the cooking process, because now the colloidal matter has a smaller size of the macromolecule which was uncooked. So the cooked food would be easier to digest than the uncooked food. Now food quality chemistry. Quality of food is an important aspect of food chemistry. Food quality is described in terms of parameters like flavor, texture, color, smell, and microbial spoilage. Enzymes are present naturally in all foods, and quality of food changes on shelving mostly due to the enzyme action which are present inside the food only, and the chemical reaction with the environment and the action of microorganisms. Some action of microorganisms present in the food are beneficial. For example, curdling of milk or raising flour dough to make a bread by the fermentation process, which has happened due to the microorganism present in the food or in the milk or in the curd. And most changes brought about by microorganism and interaction with environment used to affect food in a bad way. Food preservation and food processing methods aim at prevention of undesirable change and attempt about desirable changes in food. Now let's talk about some examples, some aspect of food quality, and the first aspect is browning of cut fruit or vegetable. When fruit like apple, banana, or vegetable like potato, bottle gourd, if they are peeled and they are sliced, after some time they used to turn brown. Cutting action damaged the cell, resulting in release of chemicals. And with the pH prevailing in fruit and vegetables, the polyphenols released are oxidized due to the action of oxygen from air, And with the help of enzyme which is present inside the food used to give us quinones. And these quinones on further reaction with polymerization gives brown color product which is called as tannin. This browning reaction can be slowed down if we are using reducing agent like sulfur dioxide or ascorbic acid, which is also called vitamin C, or by the change of pH by adding some edible acid like lemon juice or citric acid or vinegar. The another aspect is rancidity of oils and fats. On keeping food for long time, oils and fats develop an unpleasant or rancid smell and undesirable taste. Fats are triesters of fatty acids and glycerol. One cause of rancidity is release of fatty acids produced during the hydrolysis of fats brought about by the water present in the food. The hydrolysis of fats occurs rapidly in the presence of certain microorganisms and enzyme used to catalyze such reactions. If you observe, chocolate develops a oily or fatty flavor due to the release of palmitic, stearic and oleic acid on hydrolysis. And the second cause of rancidity of oils and fats is oxidation by the molecular oxygen in the air. Many vegetable oils have one or more carbon to carbon double bond in the fatty acid as a part of their structure. These are called mono or polyunsaturated fats. The unsaturated fat molecules break down during the oxidation of volatile aldehydes and carboxylic acid, which give the unpleasant rancid taste. This is called oxidative rancidity. Polyunsaturated oils containing greater number of double bonds in between the carbon atom and they used to rancid quickly. And extensive oxidation can lead to some polymerization which consequently increase the viscosity and browning. Next is saturated, unsaturated and trans fat. Fats are triglycerides or fatty acid. Animal fats mostly contains saturated fatty acids while vegetable oil contains unsaturated fatty acid. The long chain of unsaturated fatty acid containing carbon to carbon double bond, and because of the presence of these double bond they are having one or more kinks in the chain. Kinks mean a twist. Natural fats are the mixture of triglycerides, and natural fats have sharp melting points. They used to melt over the range of the temperature, and the more unsaturated the fat, lower is its melting point and less crystalline it is. Trans fats are very much difficult to metabolize and may build up the dangerous level of fatty acids in tissues. And fat is in the form of lipoprotein are used in the body for transport of cholesterol. Excess of LDL or low density lipoprotein result in deposition of cholesterol in blood vessels, which in turn results in the increased risk of cardiovascular diseases. There are some evidences that eating large amount of saturated or trans unsaturated fats increase the tendency of cholesterol to get deposited in the blood vessels, whereas cis fatty acids or cis fats do not cause formation of such deposits and decrease the chance of coronary heart diseases. Now the next is omega 3. Two category of natural unsaturated fat of concern include those of containing omega 3 or omega 6 fatty acid. I can say fatty acid would be of two kind. One is omega 3 and another is omega 6. The names are given on the position on the basis of the position of double bond in a long carbon chain of fatty acid, and omega denotes the last carbon of the carbon chain. Omega 3 fatty acids where carbon to carbon double bond is present in between third and fourth carbon atom from the end of the carbon chain, and omega 3 fatty acids are found to be HDL or high density lipoprotein level of blood. And omega 3 usually present in walnuts, flax seeds, soya beans, cod liver oil. And on the contrary, omega 6 fatty acid considered to have a high risk of high blood pressure, or they used to raise the level of LDL. Now, antioxidants and or I can say antioxidant as food additives. An antioxidant is a substance that delays the oxidation or slow down the rate of oxidation in foodstuff. It is used to extend the shelf life of the period of the food. Antioxidants react with oxygen containing free radicals and prevent oxidative rancidity. For example, vitamin E, which is tocopherol, is very efficient natural antioxidant and used to added in vegetable edible oils. The phenolic group in its structure is responsible for the antioxidant activity, while the long chain of saturated carbon make it fat soluble. It is found in foods such as wheat, gram, nuts, seed oil like safflower oil. For economic reasons, synthetic antioxidants are used as additives to increase the shelf life of packed fruit, and common antioxidant like BHT. Thank you.